Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And it's absolutely crazy how much stuff spawns in here as soon as I create any surface where things can spawn. So now this thing has had spiders and creepers on it every single time it was night, and I just move away far enough away to let things spawn there. It's crazy. So I kind of improvised this building, not gonna say that it's perfect, but I'm relatively satisfied with this. I kind of want to have buildings all around every single contraption here. I say that while looking at this thing, which doesn't have a building yet. We'll get to that eventually. But I'm gonna continue working on my redstone factory here, because of course the iron farm was just, well, almost a distraction, because I still had to do some planning on how I want this whole area to work. Because I want interconnected farms and autocrafters that work completely automagically. And yeah, this thing definitely may not stay up there, and this platform is also going to move down. I need to connect the redstone from the witch huts. There are months of work in this area, and I'm very happy about this. I'm very excited about developing this project further. But let's talk about the general idea for how this is supposed to work. Let's take this autocrafter as an example. It needs nether quartz. This dropper here is redstone, and this dropper here is cobblestone. So the idea is that, let's say we run out of cobblestone, like we just have. This doesn't have enough cobblestone anymore to run. That will send a signal from here. Somehow I will need to figure this one out. And it will enable a cobblestone generator. The cobblestone generator will just generate cobblestone, and that particular generator, so in this case, in this example, it would be the cobblestone generator, is going to keep going until this chest is completely full. And when it's full, and all the other chests that might need to be filled with cobblestone are full, the cobblestone generator will stop. On the last stream, I have actually, I wanted to spend some time developing a contraption that would be like self-refillable chests. And the idea being that when the chest is almost empty, it sends a signal to the cobblestone generator and then doesn't tell it to stop until the chest is completely full. But that bit took maybe 2 minutes because Spricko from my Discord and in stream chat just showed me how to do it in a very, very simple way. So that was easy. But I designed also other autocrafters that we're gonna use. And on the next few live streams, I'm probably gonna design more autocrafters because it's quite fun to do. And lots of people get involved. But I think it is now time to build a first proper autocrafter that will be on the right level, because, well, while this is the first proper autocrafter, it is not on the right level, and I don't want to tear it down just yet. I will build one, and now we're going back to the indecision, because I don't know where to build it. And now I'm gonna spend 5 hours of indecision trying to decide where to put it. But actually, before that, I need to spawn-proof this roof, because this is a mob farm right now. And I also need to golem-proof the interior here, because golems are spawning on this ledge. I had to disable the iron farm for now. It's fine to be disabled right now, because I don't need the iron is getting wasted anyway. I'm not emptying that hopper down there. I'm pretty sure it's definitely completely full. And it probably has a lot of junk. Well, it has rotten flesh. So yeah, I need to fix up this place. I need to figure out mechanism for enabling and disabling this farm, probably from the ground, because I think I will have on the ground level will be all the redstone to turn on and off the farms. And I don't know how high I want the item streams, but I want them relatively high, because some of the autocrafters will be quite tall. So maybe 20 blocks up or something like that. I will just pick a height that is high enough. But let's fix up this place and build the first autocrafter that will be connected to the iron farm. It will be a piston autocrafter. So I fixed up the iron farm. It went well. That's not the problem. And I started building the water streams that are gonna be sending all the items. Well, for now it's just gonna be the iron from the iron farm, but it will be more in the future. And I thought, hey, I can keep the water in with chains. That should be a great idea for an item stream. There's one thing I didn't think about. the point of the blocks on the side here is to also keep the items in. And, well, they don't. This has been a fiasco, but, well, we learned something. We learned that this doesn't work, and sometimes learning what doesn't work is more useful than learning what does work. Because now we know I can't use chains, and oh, I made so many chains, I will now have to use the chains as decoration for something, because I made many of them. Oh, it's a funny problem, and another funny problem is that I ended up with golems spawning in the water streams, and I was very confused, like, well, how can they spawn here? Water is spawn proof. And then I thought that, oh, maybe they're spawning on top of the chains, or maybe the pressure plates. Like, no. If we look at the iron farm, oh, it's very hard to look at it now. They are spawning in water already, and I knew that. I designed that thing. I know how it works. Of course they can spawn inside of water. It's actually a good thing. It's very useful for us that they can spawn in water, and I just forgot, so that's why there are chains on top of this. I guess I can keep the chains on top of the water streams, but yeah, I will have to hold them in using something else. I wanted some funny block, some clever block, some different block, but of course we need to properly contain it. Trapdoors again? No, I've overused the trapdoors. It's glass. It's gonna be glass. Of course it's gonna be glass. I just finished building the piston crafting machine, and as you can see, I have been trying to measure some things and doing some layout, figuring out where the crafters would be, and yeah. And I'll get into why it's so enormous, because it is enormous. And as you can see, also the water stream is working, and well, it's spitting out iron right now. I should probably disable the iron farm for now. But yeah, measure once, build twice. This is where the item filter is supposed to be. And yeah, I either misaligned the piston maker, or I misaligned the water stream. One of these is true. I think I'm gonna move the water stream. That's probably easier. Am I doing anything magic in this direction? No. I actually noticed a very fun thing, and that is that I can use the chain to spawn-proof or / protect the water stream, because I had iron golems spawning in there, but look at that. Did you see what the iron just did? So I can prevent the water from this bubble column and water stream here from flowing into this stream and messing it up. And the chain just allows the items to drop through. Very neat. Accidental discovery, but it definitely works. Can we get some iron? Oh, we can get some iron soon, so we can see this in action again. I discovered this accidentally. I was considering making some complicated contraption here to connect the bubble column to this water stream, but yeah, the chain just works just fine. See, it's perfect. And it should be done. I think everything is now in order, and yeah, the machine is massively massive. It annoys me a little bit, because the actual crafter itself is just 4x4 blocks in here, and it's not too complicated, but everything else around it is for feeding items into it, making sure that it's completely autonomous, so I don't need to change anything. It's also for avoiding partial crafts that I've been talking about in previous episodes, because, well, it's a relatively complex crafting recipe, so we must make sure that there is enough materials for a full craft anytime we start. We can't just turn it off when it runs out of one material. We need to turn it off much earlier, when there's like 40 left. And these chests are now, well, they don't contain anything right now, because everything has flown down into the droppers here, which are relatively hard to access, because, yeah, I had to spawn-proof things here, and slimes were spawning here. I don't know where there was enough space for slimes to spawn, but apparently they did. And yeah, this dropper should have planks, this should have redstone, that one, which has the repeater on it, has cobblestone, and that one at the back has redstone. Redstone or iron? Iron, I mean. And we have double speed item filters here. It's not that it's necessary to feed the machine. It doesn't really eat more than, I think the thing that it eats the most is cobblestone, and it actually can eat up to 9,000 cobblestone per hour, but that still is just enough to have. Oh, so I'm pointing at that one, and I think cobblestone is this one. This one, yeah. So the cobblestone can eat up to 9,000 cobblestone per hour, and that allows the machine to craft 2,250 pistons per hour. But I'm having the other filters as double speed as well. One just for consistency, but also because sometimes, especially the iron, comes in big batches, and I want to catch them fast. Let's test it. I have enough of all the materials. I have an emergency power off switch, but normally I wouldn't care about this switch because the machine will automatically turn off when it doesn't have any materials, but it also will turn off when this chest is full, which might actually take quite a while. But let's just leave it on. Actually, no, I will not leave it on, because there is another thing I need to do. I need to add a master switch for all the farms and all the autocrafters so that they don't stay on when I'm not in the area. So there needs to be an AFK spot with I guess a pressure plate that someone has to stand on at all times for all the farms to be enabled, otherwise they will disable automatically. And I need to add that, and I also... The thing I was talking about earlier are these mechanisms. So they're connected to the chests, and they're giving out a signal when the chests has run kind of low. So when this torch is turned on, it will not turn off until the chest is completely full. And I have one on each chest. And which one is this? I think this might be... This is the cobblestone, yeah. So this one will have a line that goes to the cobblestone generator and turns it on. And I think the one that I need to work on is... I'm very confused, but yes, it is this one. This torch needs to go all the way to the iron farm and turn on the iron farm when the torch is on, because that means that we have run out of iron. When this chest is full of iron, the torch will turn off and it will stop the iron farm. Now, of course, all the other autocrafters that are going to be using iron are going to be powering the same redstone line. So as long as any of the autocrafters that need iron are turned on, then the iron farm will be turned on. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'm probably just going to do something like this. And actually pull that line under there so that I can have other infrastructure redstone line on top of it. Not exactly sure. I'll figure it out. This is the next thing to do. And it actually has stopped. Why did it stop? I guess we ran out of something. It's kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, one of the torches is on. Let me fly up there and see which torch is on, just so we can make sure that everything is working fine. It is this one. Oh, that's not good. The droppers are not supposed to be empty ever. Oh, we might have a problem. Did we get a partial craft? I need to destroy this. Yeah, we did get a partial craft. Oopsie. Oh! Yeah, I'm an idiot. I forgot to fill up the composters. Yeah, okay. The machine is fine. I built it wrong, of course, as usual. I need to fill up the composter so that the machine turns off when the droppers are partially empty, not completely empty. That should be easy to do. And yeah, I filled the composters. I don't actually know if something weird is happening or if I was just the most lucky person ever alive, but every time I used a poppy on the composter, it added one level. Isn't it just like a relatively low chance for that to happen? I don't know. But anyway, so we ran out of planks. Yes, and I'm gonna use warp planks, but we get to that, I guess, in a few episodes from now, maybe next one, because the wood I'm gonna use in all the farms that need wood, which is, I don't know which ones. It would be chests and pistons. Does anything else need wood? Well, we'll figure it out, but the wood I'm gonna use is a nether wood, or the warped planks, And that's because I'm intending to build a Never Tree farm here as well. The very similar model to the one I have in my base, except slightly upgraded, just like the iron farm was upgraded. Now we need to connect this thing to this thing. Not because it's strictly necessary right now, but because I just want to figure out, like, this whole build today is very much just me figuring out the logistics of how to build this. The next, like, if I was building just one autocrafter per episode, this would take me months, this whole area, which I wouldn't mind, it's quite fun, but I'm definitely gonna be much faster with the next ones, because now I have figured out all the quirks in the machines and how to well, I haven't figured out how to connect everything yet, but I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, and then we can move much faster with the next few machines. And farms as well, because as you can see, we have the water stream now figured out, where it should be, how it should go. I will definitely build another farm here, something that can fit here. It's maybe I made this a little bit too tight, I don't know. The Neverwood farm, I don't know, maybe it will be on this side, maybe it will be on this side. Haven't really planned that out yet. So let's dig down the redstone lines and figure out how that is supposed to work. And it's connected. I think it should be as simple as this. And the other ones might end up a little bit more complicated than this one, because this one, well, I just could place it exactly here, and now this channel here, which I'm covering up with carpets, by the way, this is just gonna be the channel that indicates that the iron farm should run. And I guess the cobblestone, yeah, the cobblestone could use maybe pretty much the same mechanism, but the channel will run here, because they cannot run next to each other, because the redstone lines are gonna interfere with each other. And these ones, well, I figured them out somehow. I might not even do anything about the redstone at all. This one might be a little bit awkward, because I kind of want this chest to be accessible from this side. Uh-oh, we shouldn't see cobblestone like this, so the machine probably had an accident again. I'll look at it later. But yeah, this is the way it's supposed to work. I'm just going to be lowering down a block of redstone and powering this redstone line, which with just 3 repeaters is going to turn on the farm. It should be as simple as this. And the good thing is that this will enable long before the actual dropper runs out of materials, because this is connected to the chest, and the chest then feeds the dropper. So the dropper will probably be still full when a farm gets enabled. So hopefully, if we ever need these farms to run all the time, they should be able to keep up and be enabled all the time, hopefully. Shouldn't matter that much, but yeah. And there is just one more thing I need to add, and it is the master switch somehow. Because, of course, I don't have the other farms. Well, actually, technically, I could enable the redstone switch and route it to the witch farm. No, I need the master switch first, because this farm will probably not break if I power and depower it incorrectly. This one might break, but probably won't. But the witch farm is definitely not unload safe, and yeah, I need the witch farm to be very, very correctly turned on and off. So, yeah, I'm not gonna run the line from the redstone requester, or whatever we want to call it. Is it called the requester? Probably. Something like that. I need I need terminology for these things. Problem for another day. It's Bob. I need to run the Bob from here to the witch farm, but not until I have a master switch. So let's try to figure that one out now. Alright, I think I have hooked up the master on-off switch, or whatever we want to call it, to everything, and I'm just realizing that I probably need to play around with the carpets and not have black carpets everywhere. Instead, this probably, I don't know, the master switch maybe should be red or white or something like that. Yes, I definitely need to have different colors for the carpets depending on which farm they enable, or, well, especially for the master switch. That should be important. Yeah, I will have to do that. And it basically works like this. Right now all the farms are off, so you can see that this block is down, this block here is up, and this is up. Yeah, it depends on which farm, how I enable and disable it. And then I go in here, stand on the pressure plate. That block now went down, this went up, and that went down. We can't really see it, but oh, well, we see golems falling down, which means that, yeah, the farm is definitely working. And now I step off the pressure plate. It takes a little while for the door to open because I have hidden a pulse extender here just to keep the door closed for a while, and the reason for that is that the portal is going to be outside, so I don't want to just rush out and get into the portal and unload the farms before they have disabled, and I'm hoping that this little delay of a few seconds should be enough. There still might be problems if the player on the pressure plate disconnects, but I don't think there is any solution for that, so yeah, we'll have to live with that. But I think everything is hooked up the way I want it to. And now it's just a small matter of adding more farms, extending these. Oh no, I forgot one more thing that we might need to do today. And it is to connect the output from the witch farms into the water streams. And the witch farm is connected. Well, the witch farms are connected and the loot is coming through into... Well, I decided that I wanted to connect it through the building because I want the buildings that will be around the farms, I want them to like be not just be a freestanding structure that isn't connected to anything. I want, I don't know, some kind of feeling that things are being connected, that there are things happening, one thing feeds to another and stuff like that. And at first I was thinking about just moving the channel and connecting it to... Well, to this side here. Oh, it's impossible to see, of course. I don't know why I flew there, but as you can see, the water stream will continue here to other farms. But I think it's better when there are many pipes going into the buildings. And I might actually try to do something about them so that they look a little bit more like pipes. Right now I'm only going for the chain above the water stream for golem proofing, so this one doesn't need it because it's far enough away from the villagers, but maybe this needs some other design, but that will be a question for another day because we're out of time. Once again, this has taken me a ridiculous amount of time to figure everything out and to experiment. There have been so many failed experiments that I didn't show you today that were not interesting in any way. The ones that failed and were interesting I showed, but the ones that weren't interesting and failed I just didn't bother because it would be a waste of time. I'll be streaming from this world, and as opposed to the previous time, it will actually be from this world. I will be working in this area. It will be the same day this episode comes out, at 8 o'clock in the evening Central European Time, 7 o'clock in the evening UTC. It will be on twitch.tv/Borkon_live. I hope to see you there, and if not, I hope to see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.